Twitch chat. Oh, I was eating some chicken last night, and there was a bone in it I wasn't expecting, and caught my tongue. So, I might struggle to, like, talk today. Hopefully it'll go okay. Anyway, how's it going? Let's just jump in. Shortson, thanks for the 6 months, I appreciate it. I have 2 hours until people come over tonight, and I have a bit more like cleaning up and stuff to do. So this is going to be not that long a stream, but this is something I wanted to do, and it's something that doesn't take that long to do, so I figured we'd try it. Question. Do I play this defend? Given that I'm going to underblock against this almost for sure, should I wait so that I can upgrade this defend as well? Like, maybe. You're welcome, Shortson. I don't remember much of what happens here. I decided to take this path. That's all fine. I think when I played the first time I died here, I could have taken this path. But it does feel like with meal ticket and this much gold, shop and elite is probably better than hallway fight and campfire. Gotta remember I have a feed as well. Alright, let's get into it. Hey, Montanor. Interesting. Okay, so headbutt's meant to hit armaments, right? Or is it meant to hit a strike right now and give me strength? This is just really hard. This is like, this is a fun deck to try to work out. It's a little bit different from most decks I'm used to. How to CHRONOBREAK? It's part of the Run Resumer mod, which works up with Run History Plus, I think. Tried an orb speedrun and it was fun. Nice. Jorbs will be violently struck down by the mighty Jackalope Crimbus. Oh no, not again. I don't remember the deck really. I have a pummel. So all three of these cards have arguments for them. Defend immediately saves us 5 health and keeps armaments for later. Armaments saves us 5 health and puts armaments in our discard pile so we can get it back with Headbutt, and we have a defend plus for next turn. Headbutt gives us a strength for the rest of the fight, but it puts a strike on top, which seems kind of bad. The best stuff I can do in this fight, like find Flame Barrier, Impervious, Metallicize, get Metallicize upgraded. I think overdrawing strikes is going to be a problem without like a True Grip Plus or anything to get rid of them. So I think headbutting is definitely wrong. I think I just play defend. I don't think I have the extra energy to like not play defend as well. Because there's a 4th line here actually, which is just don't play defend. Just like pass. That's a little wild. How do I determine when to pop regen potion? I'm going to right now, I think. Did I win any fights in under 5 turns? One of the biggest things you have to think about with regen potion is the low but very impactful chance of finding a second regen potion. Which is a really big deal. 10 regen's a lot more regen than 5 regen. It's 55 health instead of 15 health, right? So it's plus 40 health. Hey, Kolkzak! Hey, Merrick, hey, Kirby. Flashcat, hello. Hey, Nordexa. So yeah, I mean, that can definitely, like, change whether you win a run or not. On the other hand, you're losing some of the 15 HP value from it if you hold on to it and need to use it in a fight where you aren't getting the full 5 turns. Herbie Hancock, Cantaloupe Island. Oh, damn. Yeah, I think I'm guaranteed to be 5 turns in like the next fight. This deck is not fast, so I won't do it yet. I want to say that the last time I played this fight, the way I played this turn was like Armaments Bash or something, which doesn't seem like the right line. What about Armaments Shrug Headbutt? It blocks a whole lot, it gets armaments back again. Doesn't deal any relevant damage, unfortunately. Thank you for the 20 months, Burnt Pies. I get to share this again on the 14th. Nice. Perfect. I could also just play an unupgraded defend, I guess. No, I think I want my defense to be upgraded when I play them. Let's get armaments again. Alright, so this is a pretty good hand. This lets me upgrade Metallicize, Impervious, and Flame Barrier. Seems right. And now I'm no longer frail. So this is like the first time that playing Bash seems actually plausible. I think I do it. Do my actions change the enemy AI? Or will it take the same turns as last time? I don't know. Playing Rampage Pummel seems really good. But also playing Flame Barrier before I shuffle seems really good. The reason I like Rampage Pummel Defend only takes 2 damage, and it removes 5 plated armor, which makes it so I can actually start killing this enemy. On the other hand, I could just go like Flame Barrier Rampage or Flame Barrier and Flame. Flame Barrier Rampage gets Rampage into my next deck shuffle. Flame Barrier and Flame lets me have an Flame in play before I'm playing other attacks. I think in this case, though, it is more sensible to get Rampage into my next deck shuffle. Flame Barrier does pretty heavily overblock this turn. I guess another one's Defend, Inflame, Rampage, hold Flame Barrier for a better moment. I kind of like that, actually. It gets 1 plated armor off. It gets the Inflame down before I start playing attacks. Just seems like a pretty good idea. Here, Bash would be nice to keep Vulnerable up. But probably Pummel Flame Barrier? I don't think I should take any damage. So let's get Pummel gone from the deck while it's still vulnerable. Play Flame Barrier so I'm not taking damage. I have Impervious for the next like very big attack turn, and I have a bunch of upgraded defense in my deck for everything else. And then I just like play the attacks as they're drawn, basically, and I should win. What I should have done is I should have like taken a note of what my health was at different points of the run, and then I could like check. Am I doing better on this floor than I was last time? Was anyone pleasantly surprised by the orb devlog? There's an orb devlog? I didn't know that. Okay, last thing to do, of course, is try to put ink bottle on 9. What does it say? When is there more orb? Next year, probably. That's what it was previously said to be, right? I think so. Alright, next turn we have Impervious plus and Feed. I think that's a decent outcome. Don't hate it. I think I'm going to take another Pummel here. Pummel scales very well with Shuriken and Inflame. And I mean, I think I need it. Could anyone screenshot the start of the... Oh, I didn't like mouse over everything though, so I won't know what my health was. But yeah, I think another Pummel, we just need more damage. Especially against like birds sort of fights. This card will help quite a lot. Uppercut, I can't really afford to play. Inflame, I think less of a damage boost to the deck than Pummel. Not certain about that, but it's what I think. Alright, it's the Chosen. So I think a pretty normal 3 attack here. And I guess... Okay. The trick here is Pummel deals 2 more damage than Strike. It sure seems like I should Strike so I can play Pummel once I have Strength. Do I actually ever have to play the Strike, though? Because if I never have to play the Strike, playing it now is kind of bad. I suspect that I do. Are we bringing out the Google Sheet to track health? Certainly not yet. Okay. 12 damage incoming. If I go in Flame Bash here... It's 13. I have 3 strength and it's vulnerable. So this is 28. And this is 13. 54. It's still quite a long way away from killing it. You do kind of hate to get hit for 31 next turn, which I believe is what happens. If I remember right. Small point, upgrading Shrug It Off is more valuable than upgrading to Defend. It upgrades to blocking for... Wait, that's not true, is it? I'm just like, my brain's just wrong. I don't get to see. Why doesn't this show me the upgrade? What is this game? This is the bullshit we had to deal with back in the 20-teens. Devs didn't know about making the UI parsable for the player yet. Alright. For getting hit for 31 next turn, a kind of big deal is drawing 5 cards so I can hit Impervious as often as possible. Impervious and Armaments are both a really big deal there. So I could go Inflame Strike Pummel. And that way I get to draw 5 cards. But obviously I take 12 this turn. I can go like defend, and flame, but that puts 3 dazes in my deck. I can go inflame, flame barrier. But I think we're trying to save flame barrier for a turn where we get attacked twice. I think the fight probably goes long enough. Huh. It's a really hard turn. This is why I wanted to replay this, because like I feel like every single one of these turns is both difficult and quite instructive. You damn place chess. With Runic Pyramid and a deck that is so limited on how many cards it can play per turn out of all of its cards, we have a lot of like, if I do this, this necessarily follows kind of logic, which takes a long time to reason out, but is very like approachable. Whereas with other decks, it's like, well, I don't know which order my deck is drawn in, and I won't have these cards next turn, so I don't even know which cards I can play. With Runic Pyramid, it's like, yeah, I know that I can play these cards that are in my hand and the cards that are in my draw pile. Otherwise, they're just going to be stuck in my hand forever. You think it's an end turn angle with no cards played? I don't think that's correct. Maybe Dash Strike? That way I draw 4 cards, I still don't have a daze. But surely, like, just playing Shrug is better. I'm gonna try Flame Barrier Strike. I don't want the extra daze from playing in Flame. The Flame Barrier blocks fully, which seems valuable. Alright. This really is a very bad Act 2, isn't it? If I go for Shrug, defend, I have no block cards next turn. We shrug first to draw a card before there are dazes, I think. No, we don't. Well, unless we hit armaments. That would be a good hit. I think actually we defend, shrug. We accept that, like, this is what we're doing. Okay. Oh, hold on. Shrug can hit impervious. Another wrinkle. I would play impervious if I drew it here. Okay, let's shrug first. I guess I'll play defend plus. So now I'm taking 15 this turn. And now we start to run into, like, there is not enough in my deck to block the incoming attacks anymore. So I think I need to... and I can't kill, right? I don't think I can kill. It's gonna be really funny if I, like, end up just doing worse this way than the last time I played without thinking. I like using Headbutt to get Flame Barrier again. If I get Headbutt, Flame Barrier working, I think maybe I can defend here. I also kind of remember that this never takes a turn off attacking. Which is like... it's a little cheesy for me to remember that. Alright, armaments. It does change my, like, understanding of the right way to play the fight, right? There's impervious. Hey, Mr. K God. I'm not weak. Feels like it can die very quickly. So probably it's time to just kill it. If I go defend bash, do I kill it the next turn? I think so. I did not successfully upgrade my feed, but you know what? That's okay. Worst things have happened to me in my life. Okay, we're out of the fight. We're still above 50 health. I definitely took Shockwave here, and I definitely still like that. I think Shockwave is a very useful card. No potion again. Okay, this time it's Stecco. So Bash Rampage seems obvious, but maybe it's like Rampage Strike Metallicize instead? I think if I remember right, I tried to hold Metallicize until Armaments the first time I played this fight, which, just like looking at it here, seems kind of ludicrous. That seems wrong. But also, I don't know. Shouldn't I play Bash? Get some damage in while I'm not weak yet. Oh, I do have Shockwave now, so I can keep the vulnerable up even. Yeah, I think that makes sense. This RNG is going to be different, huh? Like, probably pretty meaningfully different. I don't remember having a turn this good on turn 2. I could headbutt Rampage or Bash. Actually just Perfected Strike, probably. Now we're trying to draw Impervious again. Okay. We drew it. This doesn't kill. These are very bad energy costs. These are still very bad energy costs. Okay, do I take an entire turn to only armaments? And the next turn I have like Metallicize, defend, something. Alternately, I never play armaments. I spend this turn on like Inflame, Headbutt, Strike. Get Bash back. It feels like armaments must be right. What's the little dot in the middle of the screen? Is that CHRONOBREAK? I guess so? I don't really know what happens if I click that. I'd rather not click it until it, in case it like undoes everything I've done or whatever. The old minus 27. Still don't have lethal. Feels like preparing to kill it must be like very important here. Oh, is there a dot for me making a note on screen? Oh yeah, there is. You're right, you're right. Sorry, that's not your computer breaking or anything. I'm gonna take 4 damage to play the Metallicize. I think I want to draw my Flame Barrier and my Shockwave, so let's not play Headbutt. Don't want to put another card on top. Excellent. Does that kill? I can draw something. Maybe just a defend plus. Shut. I'm trying to find something that can deal some damage and cost 0, I guess. Or this also works. I want to set up feed. Does this actually work? I don't know. Do I play it this turn? No, I don't think so. Oh, hey! We actually got a generous turn from the enemy. Nice. This doesn't kill it. We're gonna try to get as close as possible to Ink Bottle for next fight. Experience awaits, thanks for the 55 months. And we're just gonna play feed. Still at a comfortable 38 health. I remember last time I took Whirlwind here. I think I'm still doing that. Dual wield feed is like such a sad thing to pass up on with Runic Pyramid. But we're very much in the like, well, I have to survive right now kind of territory, aren't we? Alright. Hey there, Brian. And then we fight against these motherfuckers. I don't remember if I played armaments this turn or not the first time through. I'm definitely not going to now, though. Seems like saving that to upgrade some stuff is important. I think at this point we might have to regen potion for the health, because this can deal us 38, right? Armaments. Just like have no damage. I remember when I popped the regen potion last time. I don't, but I definitely got 15 health out of it last time. I think I popped it earlier probably, but I don't know. That one didn't end up changing much. Look, something has to kill this. We have 24, 33 damage from these two. Plus 8 is 41. Oh, I guess the... pommel upgrade might not matter much. Oh no, I have to put it low enough to die to Whirlwind. Actually, I don't have to kill it. I kind of have to draw Whirlwind here. Zero potions. Did I really go into the site with 0 potions last time? That is grim. I'm not sure I believe that. I don't know what that is, Elect Mist. I don't know. This is what I got. Okay. So I did draw Whirlwind. I didn't upgrade it. Alright, so if this isn't the line, I don't know what the line is. Oh, I could go for strength, actually. Could be Rampage, Pummel, Shrug, Whirlwind. And I have 1 strength, and I still have a Pummel in my deck later. It's a lot to do for 1 strength. How's Zephyr? He complains about not being fed a lot. Despite being fed. Am I not just dead? I don't understand. Like, what am I drawing toward? Nothing? Shockwave. What if I shrugged into Shockwave here? That might be, like, my out for the entire fight. Okay. Let's do this, then. I feel like the shuffle order was worse than last time. Which I guess is a thing that can happen, right? God, that's a brutal act too. Alright, let's take a look at the run history and then compare to what we did this time. I only took 19 damage from Shelled Parasite. I feel like I took more the way I played. 31 damage from Chosen. I'm at 59 out of 97 health. I think that's actually better than how I was doing. Oh, but that's because I used a regen potion here. Okay, okay, okay. So I was doing much better, actually, through Chosen this time around. Because I still had the regen potion. I was at 54 at the end of this, so I was plus 10 health. But I didn't take a pummel. 22 damage against Snecko. I think I was still doing better after the Snecko fight. But I think the Snecko fight actually did better the first time through. How did I only take 32 damage in this fight? What? Did I get a potion? No. Take a look at this fight again. Well, that is a much better turn 1, is probably the answer. Okay, this is just like shuffle order is different. It's like, oh wow, and then turn 2 Shockwave? Yeah, okay, I get it. It's pretty instructive though, to see how big a deal shuffle order is. Or the other relics other than Pyramid? I don't think that this act shows that I shouldn't take Pyramid, for what it's worth. Like, fight, 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 shop, elite, fight is not... It's not like an above average Act 2 path to be forced into. It would be kind of interesting to look at, like, what are your chances to get a certain path or better. You could solve that by simulating it inside the game engine, or you could just do some, like, stats. Like, look at 300 Act 1s and see. It was a runic pyramid of velvet choker ectoplasm. I'm very confident that that's runic pyramid. I don't think this is a mistake. We just got like a really bad Act 2. Another thing though is in this Act 2, which I assume gets generated the same way. I chose to go this way. It's such a bad Act 2. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could try this. There is this path, which only does hallway fights. Which is maybe better, but like, I just died to that hallway fight in my retry of the seed. So, I don't know how happy I am to add a 5th hallway fight before I get a store where, or a floor where I can heal or whatever. I have a meal ticket. Let's look at paths. Is Act 1 generated the same way as Act 2? Like, does it have the same... It has the same number of floors. So it must be generated the same way as Act 1. Like, why wouldn't it be? You cannot get your elites at the same time. I'm pretty sure Act 1 and Act 2 are generated the same way. Alright, let's look at some Act 1s. How do I want to categorize this information? Becomes the question. Event roulette, I don't think is better, not with like a feed. I just need to find like 1 0 cost card and my deck's fine. Also, the event roulette went into hallway fights and elite fights afterwards anyway, so like even if it went well, it still ends up being kind of bad. Question. So when I'm looking at this, there are all these different act paths, right? Like hallway, question mark, hallway thing. But I want to like... How should I categorize these? If I'm going to take data from this screen, I'm not going to scroll up. We're only looking at the first 6 floors because it just is too much if we're looking at more than the first 6 floors. What would I like say to quantify what this is? We could look at like, is it possible to do certain things? Like, is it possible to hallway, question mark, store elite, or something like that? I think actually in service of that, I'll look at the first 7, maybe. We could look at, are you forced into 4 hallway fights? We could look at, are you forced into an elite before campfire? Kiryaga, thanks for the 79 months, appreciate it. Good work, Greenall. Also, hold on. I want to look at, I want to look at my Act 1 stuff in this run. Inflame over Searing Blow Headbutt, okay. Armaments over True Grit Cleave, okay. Perfected Strike over Shrug Heavy Blade. I wonder if this loses the run. Perfected Strike's not great with Inflame. I could take Heavy Blade over it. But I think it's better than Heavy Blade still. I don't think Shrug helps. No. Impervious over Thunderclap, Twin Strike. I mean, I think that's mandatory, but maybe this is actually Thunderclap. We heal, Shuriken, Flame Barrier, Seeing Red, Dark Embrace. This Flame Barrier might be wrong. Maybe it's Seeing Red over Dark Embrace and Flame Barrier. I did get a Perfected Strike and Impervious already, so I do have two energy cards. And with Armaments, I mean, I'm kind of always looking for card draw, but with Armaments, I'm like even more looking for card draw than usual. Interesting. Because I don't think I'm strong enough to take Dark Embrace with the path I'm on. We upgraded Armaments, maybe that's wrong. Probably Combust over Rampage wins the run. Which, like, didn't I say when I picked Rampage, like, I think Combust is the strongest card right now, but Rampage is more fun or something like that? Possible that I knew that while playing the run. I could have gone double Rampage. What a noob. Also Cleave over Pummel. I was definitely talking about Cleave over Pummel. And then Fiendfire over Feed. I assume that Fiendfire actually gets through this Act 2. But gosh, a lot of these choices are very hard to make. A lot of them are very, like, specifically target at if I get Runic Pyramid. Huh. I'm curious. I have to play the entire thing again? I'm not going to do that. There's like a kill enemies console command raid or something. Kill all. I'm just curious if I actually get the same act still or not. I don't know where the RNG breaks. Okay. What if we played it like this? I'm not going to play as carefully here. I'm just going to try to get through it. It's so tough, though. Like, what does it even mean if this does better? Does that mean Fiendfire is better? Like, we didn't know we were getting Runic Pyramid before we got up to here. So I don't think it does, like, show that Fiendfire is better for sure or anything. I have a weak potion right now, by the way. Oh, because I used it against Hexaghost. I wonder how big a deal that was in the Sec 2. Is it possible to roll a map order where there's no difference between the first 6 floors on any path? Feels like it should be. Guess I'm gonna take a strike that turn. Whoops. Doing well, I'm telling you metaphorically. Yeah, it's like not that interesting of an observation that this is stronger after I get Runic Pyramid, really. Okay, is it stronger after I get other relics? And is it stronger in other act paths? Did I misplay? Probably, right? Yeah, Jazz is kinda ridiculous. Do I still take Whirlwind? Probably. I'm definitely... Wait, I got this hand again! What the fuck? Is Shockwave gonna be next? What the fuck? It must be because I shuffled a different number of times in a previous fight, yeah? Stuff like that makes it kind of hard to do this. Were there non-runic pyramid relic outs? Having got on here, I don't even want to have Whirlwind in my deck. Awkward. It's kind of a hard question to answer because, like, we've put things upside down. The deck's fine. It's just that this Act 2 is really hard. So, like, I shouldn't be assuming that an Act 2 is going to be this hard, because, like, usually they aren't. Like, either Rage or Anger. I made it this far and I took Inflame, or sorry, Vajra, right? I wonder if Brimstone. I definitely understand why I didn't want a Brimstone in this deck, though. Oh, and having used Regen Potion, I got to buy a different potion. So at this point, it's a mistake not to have used Regen Potion yet. Probably. I don't think I want to flex anymore. The game's so hard. It's kind of sus to use Shockwave without upgrading it on turn 1. It just feels like I'm going to run out a week before the fight ends. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know. I guess we have to remember I have a Fiend Fire. Although this turn was terrible, right? 12. Fiend Fire doesn't kill anymore. I have mostly lost interest in this now, like seeing where I'm at. I think we can say like definitely for Runic Pyramid, if the path is this hard, I'd rather have Fiend Fire than Feed. But I don't know that that's like a thing that's valuable to know, because how often is the path this hard? So let's look at some Act 1 generations. What I care about is like judging the hardest path. So looking at this act, and this is going to be like somewhat of a vibes-based thing. Exactly what the hardest path is. This isn't something that I'm just going to be able to like prove. But looking at this act, I can finish capturing the thing, please. Luck, it doesn't work. All right, whatever. Looking at this act, is this stream non-canon in the Jorbs extended universe? Maybe. So the hardest path here would be ordered easiest to hardest. And then times easiest times available are the two things I'm going to try to track. So on this, there is hallway, 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 burning elite. Twitch chat, it's you. This has not been the easiest, but it has been available. There's hallway, 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 event, elite, non-burning, which is definitely easier. I think I would say hallway, 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 elite was slightly harder than hallway, 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 hallway. I mean, we kind of care about mostly thinking about Act 2. So we're not even thinking about like, are they harder in Act 1? We're thinking about, are they harder in Act 2? Even though we're looking at an Act 1 map, which is a bit confusing, but whatever, here we are, right? Let me actually fix the scene because we're going to be here for a while, I think. There you go. Alright. Then we have hallway question mark. Alright, like way down at the bottom we have, alright, maybe not way down at the bottom. Hallway, 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 campfire. So we did this one, this one, this one, this one. So we've done everything from here and everything from here. Now let's do everything from here, right to left. So hallway, question mark, hallway, question mark, elite. Hallway, question mark, hallway, question mark, elite. That's easier than everything else so far. If we turn the last question mark into a hallway, I think that makes it slightly harder, probably. Oh, actually, is this easier? Oh, I don't know. That's hard to say. Hard to say whether the campfire makes it. That must make it easier. Oh, but we're looking at this. Would I trade 2 question marks here into 2 hallway fights in order to get a campfire instead of an elite. Yeah, I think I'd rather fight 5 hallways and a campfire than hallway, question mark, hallway, hallway, elite. The act paths are cat noises, correct? Alright, so we have hallway, question mark, hallway, hallway, campfire. Maybe I should sort these alphabetically, just for ease of lookup. And then we can decide whether it's easiest or not based on something else. Yeah, let's do that. So we have hallway, question mark, hallway, hallway, campfire. And then if we go on the left side and turn left, we've got hallway, question mark, hallway, 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 campfire, hallway, question mark, hallway, 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 elite, hallway, question mark, hallway, hallway, question mark, campfire. So these are all available once so far, and I think the easiest path here has to be hallway, question mark, hallway, hallway, campfire. Hallway, question mark, hallway, hallway, campfire. Let's look at this data and do a sort. Sort range by column A to Z. Give them a difficulty rating maybe and select the lowest one. Oh, a difficulty rating. That's really hard to do though. I feel like that's like quite hard to do and not actually necessary what I'm doing. So I'm not going to do that instead. All right. Abandon run. Next. What is the difficulty rating of giving difficulty ratings? Quite hard. We've got hallway, shop, hallway, 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 question mark. Hallway, shop, question mark, hallway, question mark, hallway, shop, hallway, 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 campfire, hallway, shop, question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, hallway, question mark, elite. Hallway, hallway, question mark, campfire. Hallway, question mark, shop, question mark, elite. Hallway, question mark, shop, question mark, campfire. Hallway, 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 shop, question mark, elite. Hallway, 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 shop, question mark, campfire. Hallway, 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 shop, question mark, whoops. Shop, hallway, campfire. There we go. We got all of these and the path. You know what I'm also going to do actually? Times most appealing. Which is kind of a weird thing to quantify. I have an alarm going off in the other room. Just a sec. Be right back. It stopped on its own. That's so weird. It's like I knew, or it knew rather. You can probably check if the late floors. Yeah. Yeah. We're not, like, looking at the entire thing would be better, right? But I think if we look at how complex this gets, we're going to see the advantages of looking at just the first 6 floors for this exercise. Probably this is the most... Wait, no. This is probably the most appealing because it gets me an elite. and like doesn't require a hard hallway fight. I don't know. I don't know. That is thinking about Act 1 more than Act 2. Also, Act 2, like, different decks are going to want different things by the time you reach Act 2. What's the easiest path here? Hallway, question mark, store, question mark, campfire. Yeah, I'm not going to do most appealing. That's just kind of hard to judge. All right, we'll do a little sort again. Comprehensiveness is the goal. Just wrote some code to general all of the possible paths. Can you do that faster than this? So there's this field called statistics, which we worked out in like the early 1900s pretty well, where we worked out that if you took a sample of something, you could make conclusions about it as a whole. Without needing to know about it as a whole. Which is what I'm currently doing. But hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, question mark, shop, question mark, campfire. Hallway, shop, question mark, shop elite. Hallway, question mark, shop elite. Hallway, shop, question mark, campfire. Hallway, question mark, campfire. Okay, I need to navigate better. Hold on. These are the two right paths. Okay, left paths. We're always going right until we've exhausted it. So hallway, shop, question mark, shop, elite. Hallway, shop, question mark, campfire. Hallway, shop, question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, question mark, shop, elite. Hallway, question mark, campfire. Hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, question mark, shop, elite. Hallway, question mark, campfire. Hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. What we need next is some logic for like, that was the same path, right? Oh, I understand how I can do that actually. Hallway, question mark. What did I just do? Question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, campfire. So there are two of those. The easiest path here is probably hallway, question mark, campfire. Sure. Can I conditional format this somehow? Oh, I can do like a thing out here. Equals if how do you tell if strings are equal? If that equals that. 1, otherwise 0. So then we can collapse this. Why did that break? I don't feel like that should have broken. Wait, I have 3 hallway, question mark campfires. I don't think I should have 3. I think I should only have 2. It's a disaster. I can't really look at historical code because I'm not always pathing the easiest way. I had one of those in the previous map. How confident are we of that? Could we just care whether or not it's available per map? So if we get 2 of them in the same map, we don't care. We only care if we get 1 or more of them. Okay, let's think about this some more. No way to look up a path based on the seed. You can do it if you want. I don't know, like there is a way. A different statement that is perhaps more true and useful. There's no way to learn something without trying. There's no like 0 effort way to learn something in your life. You will have to try in order to learn something. So if your goal is to like make it so this doesn't take any work, that just doesn't happen. It does take work. Okay. The rightmost past here, hallway, question mark. Hallway, campfire. Is that true? Those are all the paths here? Maybe we just make the raw data, and then we analyze it later. So the breakpoint here is that one. The easiest one here is hallway, question mark, campfire. All right, we just do 100 of these, no problem. Oops. We'll have to expand our pursuit if we want to find paths which say hee. Well, these are all exactly the same, right? Because they're just a hallway into question marks. Right, so hallway, shop, hallway, question mark. Those are the same as well. Hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. All right, entire one. Easiest path here is... This is an interesting choice between hallway, question mark, and hallway, question mark, hallway. I think it's hallway, question mark. But... could be something else. Hallway, shop, elite. Hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. Hallway, question mark. Hallway, campfire. And then all of those, except we replace the second question mark with... I need like a multi-cursor. IntelliJ has a multi-cursor. Hallway question mark, hallway question mark, campfire, hallway question mark, hallway. Thoughts on hee? Pretty good. Pretty solid. 1, 2. So far, our easiest paths are hallway question mark, store question mark, campfire. Hallway question mark, campfire. Hallway question mark, hallway campfire. Hallway question mark, hallway question mark, campfire. These are much easier paths than the path that I had in Act 2. We've only done 4 so far. Let's do like 10. Duckberg, thanks for the 63 months. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for the 62 months. Appreciate it. My mistake. What are you going to do differently in month 62? This time? So these and these are the same. Question mark, hallway, elite, hallway, question mark, hallway, campfire. We have all 4 of those, except the second one is a hallway instead. Ooh, that's a nasty path. And then I think this and this are the same, so we don't need to worry about those. And this look to be the same as well, so we don't have to write down those. Okay, what's the easiest path here? Hallway question mark, hallway campfire. Probably. Arrows, thanks for the 10 months, appreciate it. You're gonna try a different path and watch the streamer better. Alright, good luck. Hallway, question mark, store, campfire. Hallway, campfire. And go into an elite. No. That's the sort of path where like I actually do need to see floor 7 and stuff to decide whether that's a survivable path or not. Yeah, anytime you don't go into an elite, that means floor 7 might be an elite. It's kind of weird. If you fight an elite on floor 6, they can't stack on subsequent floors, so you know the next floor isn't an elite. Okay. Easiest path here, probably... I mean, this one probably. Hallway, question mark, campfire. Or store, rather. And campfire. There's no is empty. Is blank. What do you mean is blank value? What do you mean value? Huh? What does is blank do? I'm counting if over column A something is blank. Count ifs A to A. Also doesn't work. There's a count to blank. Oh. Yeah, that works. I'm a dumbass. Oh, I have to reference it to the last thing here instead of... That's too much work. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should branching options be a factor as well? Like, yes. But we have to limit ourselves a little bit. And we have all of these with a question mark in second position. Theoretical Taoist, how are you? And then we have all the ones that go fourth position hallway fight. That's wrong. Hallway, hallway, hallway. Hallway question mark campfire, hallway question mark elite, hallway. Alright, I see. So we have everything that goes to here, but now we have to do the last 3, replacing a hallway fight with a question mark. We can sum over the ones in column B to count our evaluated maps. Good call. It's a very easy way to do it. Hallway question mark, hallway question mark campfire. Hey, Popeye. Shall I say H instead? H $, HHH. Elite. HH question mark HH. Elite. HH $, question mark H. Campfire. HH $, question mark H. Elite. HH question mark H. Campfire. HHH question mark hallway elite. HHH question mark campfire. HH question mark H question mark campfire. Easiest thing here, probably the leftmost path. These are so much easier than the path that I got in that Act 2. I guess that's why I found that Act 2 interesting. It's also an interesting spot because I was offered both Fiendfire and Feed, and they're like incredibly strong cards. And it isn't that easy to pick between them. What's happening up here? So sometimes this is going to be really bad depending on what like follows. But it is the easiest path. Hallway question mark, hallway question mark, hallway, campfire. There's an elite right away afterwards though. So that is a, like, that's the toughest map so far, I think. It does have a forced elite. I'm pretty sure that Act 2 generates the map the same way. This one has variety. It's kind of like every possible standard path without a store on it, it feels like. Just about. Easiest thing here is hallway question mark, hallway, hallway question mark, campfire. Actually, I think 2 hallways before question mark might be easier than hallway question mark, but it's like close. It doesn't make that much of a difference. We'll go that one. Would have been more better if this was documented into the chest 4 on the act. I mean, we could do some math on how much more writing that requires. I think the answer is a lot. Pretty sure that requires like 2 orders of magnitude more writing or something. I haven't found a single path as hard as that path in Act 2 in 10 tries. So, I feel like that was just a very hard Act 2 path. Let's go back to looking at this run now, though. I mean, I already knew that that was a very hard Act 2 path, but then I wanted to, like, actually look at some numbers and try to, like, justify that my decision for myself. Because I wasn't sure, like, is this, like, a 15th percentile Act 2 path difficulty, or is it, like, a 2nd percentile Act 2 path difficulty? It's probably like in the like 1 in 20 sort of range would be my guess after doing that little project. Like refined that estimate a little bit. This path, I think, well, I don't know. Act 2 hallways are hard. There are so few question marks, and the question marks that do exist don't like let out into somewhere safe. Like there's this, but then you have to go hallway, elite, hallway. Maybe this is the safest path, though, actually. Maybe this is where I meant to go. Let's take a look at that. So I need to go back to here. Ideally, you want to survive until the free relic. I think ideally you want to survive until you've won the run. I think that's the ideal. Okay, I'm not going to play this quite as clean this time around. Just going to kind of do stuff. I think we do use a regen potion when we're going to so many question marks because we can get potions at question marks. You would think that, like, the 3rd time I'd played this fight or whatever, I would have a good sense of what I was meant to do. Yet it's still just very hard. Okay, seems good. Trying to find armaments for feed again. I'm trying to put ink bottle back on a good number. That one. That one. That one. Alright. Good fight. I took pummel one time. Do I want to take pummel again? I don't know. I think if I'm going into an elite fight, I actually want another Inflame so that I have a chance to kill Book of Stabbing. I have a flame barrier against Book of Stabbing, actually. Huh. Flame barrier is kind of good against Book of Stabbing. We get jaxed. Do we get jaxed? Transform 2 is pretty good. What about getting jaxed here, though? I have 5 strikes as well. I think I was just meant to do this. Maybe just overvaluing the hallway fights with feed and a deck that struggles against them. Like, this event's great. Rage or Shockwave. Or Havoc. Or Anger. Actually, I'll take it. I don't know. I'm going to another one of these immediately. It stopped me from having to fight a hallway fight. Transform 2 is pretty good. I think we've given up on bites at this point. Sever Soul Warcry. Seems good. Inflame Plus. Take a second one now. I mean, it's not a good fight for me, right? But okay, see what happens. This sure is still terrible. It's okay. We'll let it put a lot of wounds in our deck, and then we will have second wind. We'll be able to easily outblock it. kind of murdered by my draw order a little bit. What did I die to before in this act 2? So far I have died to the 3 birds and to... I think I made it through the first elite, actually, the first time I played it, but whatever was right after it. I was very low health after making it through the first elite. Playing second wind or flame barrier here feels like an actual crime. Seven times 8 is a lot. I think it's more than my health. Alright, so this also died. Cool. Maybe my deck's just trash. I feel like I drew poorly there. My deck's not good. And the act path is very hard. I did kind of like the question marks. But I certainly understand my instinct to go here. I have a whole bunch of gold. I have a meal ticket. I also have a feed for these. Also, like, card rewards can help me a ton. Yeah, okay, I'm back to liking my first instincts again. I don't know, I kind of feel like the way I play the game just loses here. Maybe there's a drastically different way to play the game, but... Oh... Perfected strike might be an issue. The problem with not taking perfected strike, I like their transforms to be rare. They are they're like equally likely to be any card in the card pool. So for Ironclad, like 20% or something each, something like that. Rough math. I squinted when I said that. That's how you can tell I was thinking really hard. The problem with not taking Perfected Strike is we're on this path with no damage cards yet. So, like, what's happening to Flame? Hexago stacked. I chose this path, though, with a whole bunch of elites and not a lot of safety. So I can, like, try to play the entire act without that, in theory. But... I don't know, this is starting to go back too far. Too far to really make, like, useful conclusions. There was a Heavy Blade I could have taken instead. And it is kind of weird to take Perfected Strike over Heavy Blade with an Inflame already. But I understand why I did it. Heavy Blade's kind of janky. This deals 18, right? Or does it deal 16? I don't know. Maybe I meant to take a Heavy Blade. But also, like, if I took Heavy Blade, I still die in Act 2, right? Like, doesn't really make much of a difference. Not terrible to make us weaker in Act 2. Well, yeah, that's just true of the cards that you take for fighting Gremlin Nub. You don't take many cards to fight Gremlin Nub that are better in Act 2. That's a luxury which would be lovely to have, but your goal is to fight Gremlin Nub right now, not to be good in Act 2. Also to fight Lagavulin. and sentries. All right. This has been an interesting exercise. I feel pretty comfortable with losing that run, having played it a few more times. I think out of all of the things I would have liked to be different, imagine if you could mouse over this and it showed you what your deck was on this floor instead of keeping it like this. Wouldn't that be cool? Like the relic bar shortens and your cards shorten and you can just see what you had here. I think that'd be really cool. Anyway, be a lot to store. They're storing the entire run. Like, I can click on this and continue the entire run from there. It's stored. Right? It knows. Arrowsuit. Dermagia. Kind of stuck on this armament. The armaments wasn't even bad. If I get to some like point of my life where I'm taking Thunderclap over Impervious here and feeling good about it, that'll impress me. I could also take Twin Strike here with Perfected Strike. So maybe that's right. So maybe Inflame's wrong. Picking up Shuriken also kind of makes Seeing Red better. I keep on coming back to this Seeing Red. When you already have Impervious and Perfected Strike, and then you also have a Shuriken, so you want to play 3 attacks in the same turn. It is kind of hard to play 3 attacks in the same turn if one of your cards in your hand is Seeing Red. And a lot of this stuff is like thinking backwards to having a Runic Pyramid. But, what is this bullshit? Oh, here. So this shows the chance of getting offered the best relic is 13.6%. The chance of getting offered one of the best 2 is 26%. The chance of getting offered one of the best 3 is 37%. So I'm thinking about runs with Snecko and Runic Pyramid, if those are even the best 2. Probably Pandora's Box is better, so really think about this. Happens a third of the time. And then we're thinking about like a 5th percentile act difficulty or something for Act 2. This is kind of getting into the weeds in terms of like, this just isn't that likely to happen. Because I don't think... Seeing Red's bizarre here. I don't think it's good if I get a 4th energy relic, which is like... That's going to happen a lot of the time if we like roll kind of in here kind of zone. This is where like the stuff like Cursed Key and all that is. Yeah, I don't think it's very good. Like, we didn't need help getting to the end of Act 1. We needed help in Act 2. There's like a very specific range of relics where it's good at all. It's only the like top third and the... Maybe it lets you take something like Black Star more happily. I don't know. And then those top third of relics are really strong, so they don't even need it unless the act path's really hard. It's like this perfect storm. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced I should have taken it. I am convinced that Dark Embrace is wrong. But I think I still like Flame Barrier. Flame Barrier wasn't even a bad card going through the deck too. Like, pretty regularly a card I wanted. I died to Book of Stabbing. Like, it's a fucking great card there. Well, I died to Book of Stabbing the third time. A lot of things happened. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm okay with just saying this is one of the ones I'm meant to lose. Because my strategy has to have tolerance for, like, you are meant to lose sometimes, right? If you lose, you can't think, oh, that means I have to change my strategy. If you lose, sometimes it's true that your strategy was wrong. In fact, in general, my strategy is wrong. I'm not playing the game perfectly. Like, it's kind of a given that my strategy is not perfect. But losses are not, like, perfect information in that direction. Losses are often just going to be like, this is a seed which, like, playing as well as possible loses. So don't worry about it. You're meant to die here. Or else who thinks for the 2 years, appreciate it. And yeah, I think by doing all of this, like, I've been able to identify, like, the reasons I would say this loses are... And I was saying it's impossible to win the run, by the way. Like, I think you can make different decisions and win it, like, for sure. If you have, like, already worked out what the entire seed is and everything. There's no doubt whatsoever in my mind that you could replay this and change what you were doing and you'd win eventually if you, like, change enough stuff. The point is more like, with the strategy that I'm playing overall without knowing what's going to happen next, should I lose? And there's just, like, definitely sometimes. Maybe not always, but, like, definitely sometimes in the seed. And the reasons are... One, there's no, like, good zero cost card in the entirety of Act 1. Seeing Red's the closest there is here to a good zero cost card in the entirety of Act 1. And Flex, I guess. Which, like, Flex is kind of takeable in an unupgraded Warcry. There is a different world where I take Heavy Blade and then I can take a Flex. Maybe that's the thing I should think about, is, like, trying to open up every zero cost card in Act 1. It's weird though, because I'm trying to work out how do you take Snecko Eye or Runic Pyramid. So if I'm trying to take every zero cost card, it starts to get pretty hard to take Snecko Eye. Okay, I don't know that I'm opening up Clash. But Flex is, like, openable. Havoc, obviously, you can get with an upgrade. There are a bunch of runs where you don't get a fourth energy, and having at least one good zero cost. I mean, this one's good, but it's not output, really. It's card draw. Bloodletting is usually pretty good. A little bit awkward to take an Act 1. Bloodletting feels like a good example of a card that's good for both Pyramid and Snecko, though. In kind of a weird way, in that it lets you build a deck with, like, higher energy cards in Act 1, which Snecko wants, but then also when you get Pyramid, you can use it with Pyramid as a play more stuff this turn card. Rage, Reckless Charge. Berserk, probably not. Brutality is not, like, that exciting. Exhume, whatever. Offering, I mean, sure. There aren't that many, right? There's, like, Anger and Rage. And Havoc Plus. Anger, Rage, Havoc plus Seeing Red and Bloodletting, kind of, insofar as like they give you more energy to play other stuff. Blood for Blood, kind of. Blood for Blood like is meaningfully zero cost with Pyramid, I think. Because with Pyramid's like one of the most important places to have something that's giving you good output for low energy. And with Pyramid, you can take like 1 damage per turn. You have the ability to control how much you're blocking for very well. So you can get this down to 0 cost. And you can probably get it down to 0 cost before your first reshuffle, so you can play it twice. Peace outside. Inducer, hello. You love Bloodletting in Act 1 since it resolves the boss relic RNG. It's quite bad with 4th energy relic and no card draw. I guess there's upgraded Infernal Blade. I hadn't mentioned that one, but that does exist. Maybe that one's worth thinking about. Yeah, I don't think Bloodletting can really be thought to resolve boss RNG, because like, I don't know, what if you get offered like Curse Key Coffee Dripper and something you don't want to pick? Bloodletting is just fucking terrible there. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like solving your run. Yeah. Lots to think about, for sure. We want... This has made me like Blood for Blood more than I did before, which I didn't know was possible, because I like Blood for Blood so much. The thing about Blood for Blood is like a card which is good with both Snecko and Pyramid. It's just kind of good with every boss relic, right? Armaments is good with Snecko Pyramid. I wonder if Body Slam is okay with both Snecko and Pyramid. Might be, and also it's a 0 cost. Maybe I should think more about Body Slam as a card, just like in general. I don't try to get that much out of Body Slam in Act 1 because... it's like quite high variance. Maybe I need to. Weirdly, I started with the goal of trying to make sure I could take like every boss relic. Because I felt like, okay, in my life as a Spire player, I have tried to build towards Snecko very heavily. That's like what we did right at the start of the game when like the cards were kind of trash. And you just needed to draw 7 cards a turn, and you need to be able to play the like bludgeons. Like playing bludgeon was actually like pretty good. I don't know if that specific point is true, but like that was like the general idea was that, yeah, the cards were bad, so you needed to be able to play the expensive ones. But then the cards got better, and so I like tilted way more toward Runic Pyramid. And I feel like I've lost taking Snecko a little bit in my strategy, and part of that's like rotating. Because I think Ironclad and Defect are the ones who are like most excited about building things around Snecko, and I just don't play Ironclad and Defect that much. So as like a blanket strategy, I'm not really thinking that much about it. I'm more interested in trying to get like all the characters built around the lower energy cards. And so I started this thinking like, well, how can I bridge the gap between the strategies? Like Armaments Plus is a great example of a card that's really good with Snecko and Pyramid. How can I like build a deck in Act 1 that's really excited to take both Snecko and Pyramid? And now I'm at a point where I'm starting to think like, maybe actually what I want to do is lean even harder into Pyramid and just like build a deck that is happy with Pyramid or no 4th energy. Because that's kind of where I'm angling with all of this, like, thinking. Teal puzzles, how are you? The cards got better, then Sneko gets better since the card cost didn't get higher. Yeah, but everything else got better faster. It's a good example. Like Blade Dance going from 2 shivs to 3 shivs, like sure, that makes Sneko better, but like Sneko is one of the worst relics at using Blade Dance. It's like, yeah, it got better, but like all the other shit got a lot better than that. Sneaky Strike's a good example of a card that's good with Runic Permanent and Sneko. I think it's like a fun exercise to just look through the card pool and be like, Armaments is pretty good with both of those relics. If I think that they're not necessarily like the best 2 relics, but like the 2 relics which should be influencing my drafting in Act 1 the most, then observing something like that can definitely make me change some choices. Headbutt. Headbutt might be a card that's like pretty good with both. You can put your big card on top with Sneko. You can put your like Armaments Plus or most influential 0-cost card on top with Headbutt with Runic Pyramid. Blood for Blood's good with both. Possibly Dark Embrace is good with both, I don't know. Once you get into uncommons, you start finding cards which are just like so valuable that like, yeah, they're good with both, but that's just because the card's so good. Flame Barrier. Flame Barrier I think is good with both, because with Runic Pyramid you get to play it on the right turn. In fact, just like more generally, big block cards I think are good with both. Runic Pyramid doesn't mind paying 2 for a block card if it's on the right turn. And it's also kind of nice to be able to hold a big block card in hand without it taking up like 2 or 3 hand slots to have 20 block kind of idea. So I wonder if like Protect is good with Runic Pyramid and Sneko. Maybe? I don't know. I haven't tried very hard to make Sneko good on Watcher in my life. Second Wind is good with Pyramid and Sneko, and so is Sever Soul probably. Because the extra cards in hand are a big deal, and that's something that both of the relics have, is you have extra cards in your hand. I feel like Shockwave's good with both of them. I don't know. Corruption's very good with both of them, but now we're getting into rares. Like, rares are cheating. Who even gets rares? Fiend Fire is very good with both of them. Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. Impervious is probably good with both of them for all the reasons I just said. What card isn't good with Pyramid? Perfected Strike is what we just recently found out. What else isn't good with Pyramid? Clash is not good with Pyramid, that's true. Lots of cards that just like aren't that good with Pyramid. Anyway, I have people coming over in 10 minutes, so I should go. I'm not currently wearing pants. I got some shit to put together. All right. Let me head out. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was a really fun little, like, thinky couple of hours for me. Oh my god, that was a couple of hours. That does not feel like it was a couple of hours. That was fun. Oh no. Isn't a deck that's both good for Permanent and Sneko a combination of lowish energy and high output, which in turn would make every boss relic better? You have to think more granularly than that. Like, Armaments Plus is good with Pyramid because you can get a ton of cards into your hand with Pyramid. It's good with Sneko because Sneko draws 2 more cards per turn. Often the intersection is going to be about cards which are conditional and impactful. Just like Sneaky Strike. Where'd the compendium go? Sneaky Strike is good with Runic Pyramid and Sneko. Sneaky Strike's good with Runic Pyramid because it's conditional and you can guarantee the condition. So you get to play it for 12 and not have it cost energy. Awesome. It's good with Snecko because even though you can't guarantee the condition, it is a large enough impact card that at average energy 1.5, like it deals 12. That's kind of okay. And obviously the fact that sometimes you will hit the condition with Snecko like gets it from okay to quite good. But you're like, the conditional element being easy to satisfy is why it's good with Pyramid, whereas like a combination of the conditional element happens sometimes and it just has decent output is why it's good with Snecko. But like Sneaky Strike like isn't that good with Cursed Key. There's nothing about the card that makes it particularly good with Cursed Key. Is it okay? Sure, it's like okay. But I think it is like better than average. If you're looking at all the boss relics it can interact with, it interacts better than average with both Runic Pyramid and Snecko. See ya, Tony. See ya, RL Sooth.